Not gonna lie, this is like my fourth time doing this video because I'm really not trying to edit, so I'm trying to get it like in like one straight go. So with that being said, yo, what do YouTube? It's your boy Cashapp. Please be sure to follow me on IG. And in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you all how I made $2,000 on an evaluation account and how I made around $800 on two funded accounts. I was a little scary today, I ain't gonna lie, we're gonna get into that. But the reason why I'm making this video is because before I kind of disappeared, because I'm in school, I'm aspiring to be an x-ray tech, then transition into medical device sales, then hopefully I can retire. But I was pretty busy, so I wasn't able to really record. But I did have this free course style of videos I was trying to do. Like I had like a playlist that I wanted to make, and it was basically a free course. Not the beginners. I have videos on the beginner stuff, but I wanted to go over how I was able to really just change my trading journey now. So there's like 10 more videos that I need to do because I don't want to just set a goal and then just not achieve it. Like that's just lame. So in today's video, this is going to be part 2 of part 1 for this new free course. So I hope you all learned something. So in today's video, basically I want to go over something a little bit new, and this is going to be 5 things to know CNBC. If you're wondering why it looks so ghetto and you want to see the charts, just skip forward. But basically my computer is tripping. Like it does not let me record the screen, and it's really been kind of bad lately. I'm not even gonna lie, I need to get a new computer because this is crazy. But let's get into it, man. So first things first, I'm on, hold on, just be patient with me. All right, so I'm on 5 things to know CNBC. I just want to let you all know it is March 25th, and I'm going to tell you all the most interesting thing about what happened before the market opens. This is something that you can check. It's not Forex Factory, but this is something that you could be able to articulate yourself a little bit better when you're having like conversations with high intellectual individuals. So basically I'm gonna go over the most interesting thing to me. It's not gonna be the peace plan because something's going on. It's not gonna be Mark Zuckerberg because he still didn't fight Elon Musk. But it's gonna be this right here. So Sora is basically ending. Like they're being shut down. Literally hit 1 million downloads within 5 days of its viral debut, and we all know Sora was kind of lit. I'm not even gonna lie, and it's being shut down. So this was definitely the most interesting piece of news because AI is running rampant. It needs to be literally stopped. But Sora was kind of cool. I'm not even gonna lie. So with that being said, this was the news for today. So let's get into how I ended up making so much money today in such a short amount of time. It was maybe like 6 minutes, I'm not even gonna lie. And I'm not gonna show you all like the actual chart. I'm gonna show you all the Discord screenshots that I did. That's how I like to not back test, but journal my trades. I basically copy and paste every single time frame on my Discord, and I write a little message about it. And that's basically what we're gonna do today. Since I didn't really catch the live trade, I was so busy, managing 3 different accounts with 3 different screens. Imagine me holding the camera, it was just gonna hold me back. So, and I couldn't record my screen to give you all like a post, that you see the money. But, we're gonna go over that. So, not editing, don't care. All right, so let's go. We are on Discord. All right, so this is how the market looks. Light blue candles is going to be our buying candles. Dark blue candles are going to be our selling candles. And if you want to know what this color scheme is, or what like the color is, this is my favorite color. It's called ombre blue. So if anyone ever has a trivia question about me saying what's my favorite color, don't be like, oh, it's blue. No, it's ombre blue, because it's this navy blue and it's like, okay, let's get to it. All right, so our time frame. We have this big buying candlestick, and I don't have any little thing to like be bigger, so you kind of have to squint, I ain't gonna lie. But we had this big bullish candle from yesterday. It didn't really do much at all, to be honest, and you can see we're just really consolidating. There was nothing really to see when it comes down to the consolidation. Now what we look for when we're looking for consolidation, we're looking for to sell the highs and to buy the lows, and in this case we were able to sell the highs literally at a perfect point. Now let's go to the 30-minute time frame. The 30-minute time frame is literally the most pivotal, I don't know, time frame that I like to base my trades off of, because I know if we are to reject on the 30-minute time frame, we're probably going to sell or buy. We're probably going to go with the rejection. But if we are to be in a continuation with the 30-minute time frame, most likely we're going to continue. In this case, I took this trade so early that this wick, like the 30-minute, looked like it was buying, but it ended up selling due to me saying, okay, I want to sell the highs, and I basically had my stop loss above that. So not really too much influence with the 30-minute, but you know, I there's a lot of importance with the 30-minute, and we're sure to go over that in future videos. Now for the 15-minute time frame, we have a gigantic pin bar right here, but you could have entered at this pin bar, but look at how big this wick is. Like, you know, that's a good sign that the market's probably going to reverse. But when it comes down to entering, you just want it to be in a little bit earlier, and that's when you look at your other time frames to be able to capitalize on entry. Now let's go to the order flow. This was a order flow type of trade, okay? Now I understand it looks crazy. Just give me a second. Let me break it down for you, okay? So this red line or red box, this is going to be the value area high for the current day. This yellow box is going to be the point of control. We don't like to take trades at the point of control. And this green is going to be the value area low of the current day. Now over here, we have a yellow box within a red box. Basically, this is the point of control, and this is going to be the value area high of the previous day. Now, why do I have the value area high of the previous day stretched out? Now, the reason why I have it stretched out is one thing that I've been learning is that whenever you're outside of yesterday's value, the market has a 80% chance of coming back and tapping yesterday's value. Now, what is value? I do have another video explaining this, but value is basically, you see how this green and red, almost like a stoplight. Basically, if I'm inside of this value, or if I'm inside this area that's value, the previous day it was red, you got your yellow, and the green is probably a little bit lower, but we're outside of previous day's value because we're up here, okay? So that may not make sense. We're going to be posting a lot of videos explaining it a little bit more in depth, but with me seeing, okay, we're outside of yesterday's value, we're at the high, we're at resistance, we're in consolidation, maybe I can look to take a sell. Now, how am I able to capitalize on that sell is by this right here. This is going to be a deeper look. Like if you just zoom into the candles, if you just zoom into this area, it'll end up looking like this. Now these red and green bubbles, those are big sellers or big buyers, big sellers, big participants. That's a different indicator. But basically what I'm able to see is that now we are at the value area high. We have sellers that stepped in. Then we have buyers that kind of, you know, push past the sellers, but the sellers ended up regaining control. What I like to call that is absorption. Once I see that we have absorption at the value area high and we are already in a consolidation market, that's a good opportunity to look to sell. So wait, one sec. I'm not editing that out. You better say bless you. But once we have these buyers that literally got absorbed, like we have buying right here, this candlestick, we have buying right here, we have buyers try to step in again, and then we have a big buyer, and that big buyer closed with a 10 bar candlestick. Okay, that's basically telling me to sell. So I like to see another red bubble up here, and that's basically showing that the sellers are trying to make a move, but in this case they didn't. So what I did was I entered around this area right here because like there was no follow through with the buyers, and I was just a little early on the move, to be honest. I did take one loss and then I entered again, and then I took a W. So you could have entered somewhere up here, or you could have just waited, been conservative, and entered once the market was breaking this candlestick low. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to take this trade down to the other end of value, which is value area low, and also we are going to wait for the market to get to the POC whenever we want to move our trade to break even. So that was that. This is how it looked on a regular candlestick chart. Basically a high probability variation. I entered right here. As you can see, I have my stops above the high. Also my stops were above this aggressive buying. If the market would have came up again and then we seen buyers getting control, okay, the market can go up. But if the market is going to keep rejecting these aggressive buyers, okay, the sellers are basically not going to want the market to get up there because that's where the buyers are. So that was that. This is where I ended up exiting the trade. I know this candlestick looks like it was like so easy, but it was not. I'm not even gonna lie to you. This was like a rejection candlestick for 4 minutes and like 50 seconds. It literally just flipped on the last couple seconds, broke through VWAP. So I wish I would have, on the evaluation, I did hold the entire trade, but on this one, I was up around like 500 after taking a loss. My accounts were back at like break even. So I was like, okay, you know what? Stuff just looking at it. So yeah, that's the 5 minute and the 3 minute as well. Really just slowing down right here, to be honest. It was just slowing down. There's not too much influence with the 3 minute. This is not something I would like to enter off of. I mean, this candlestick right here is cool because basically, okay, so basically we have a doji right here, and this next candlestick, it did not close above or even the wick pass or even get close to wicking that area. And then we have this candlestick right here, basically just engulfs that and just continues to drop. This was a great trade. I could have re-entered at this area, had my stops above this, but you know, I just didn't want to risk it since I'm already risking like 400 per trade. So yeah, that was the move for today. That's what I caught. Yeah, I think that's it. I told you all where I've been. I told you all what is interesting news for today. I gave you all a breakdown on the trade. I showed you all a little bit about order flow. This is basically the name of it is basically a mean reversion setup. A mean reversion setup. There's a couple different setups that I have, and we're going to be going over a lot of them. I do have a video that I literally unlisted it because I didn't edit it at all, and I noticed like I was actually tweaking, so I have to like redo that video. But with that being said, man, we're at 11:40. Okay, with that being said, man, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe. If you have any comments or need a deeper explanation about anything, be sure to put it down in the comments, or you can DM me on Instagram. But with that being said, be sure to follow me on Instagram if you want to do a one-on-one call with me. Then we can do that. But with that being said, man,